What's up, y'all? I'll probably be doing another story time today. Well, not probably. I'm doing another story time today, and today I'm gonna be doing a story time about the time I walked out of class. So this is a regular day. Like my mom, when I was younger, like my mom had me on medicine. Well, not younger. I was like 15. I'm only 18 now. So, anyways, my mom had me on medicine for my attitude and my anger. Uh, I don't know why. Like it didn't even work. So on top of that, like my period was irregular. Like I had a period like every 2 or 3 months, and like, I won't fucking nobody. But I still used to be like, oh shit, I might be pregnant. I kissed that boy when I was a little kid. Like I used to be on some other shit. But to make my period regular when I want to say 13, my mom put me on birth control. Like I said in my last video, my mom thought I was gay for a very long time, and she wanted me to be gay, but she still wanted me to have regular period because she was scared of me like being unhealthy or whatever, some shit, I don't know. But so I was on birth control. On top of that, I was on mental health medicine, and so this birth control shit mixed with the shit I had when we did the research actually caused like a bladder problem or some shit. So I ended up going to like one my mom likes to call the PP doctor, the bladder doctor. I don't know what the fuck the real name is, but we end up going to that. Hold on, let me turn my TV off. I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Anyways, we end up going to the bladder doctor, and the bladder doctor told my mom that I'm not drinking enough water, and she said like I'm not using the restroom as frequently as I should. Mind you, I moved to Ohio when I was 13, or I moved back to. I'm from Atlanta originally. Well, I'm originally from Ohio, but I grew up in Atlanta, and I moved back to Atlanta when I was 15. But the whole time I was in Ohio, like, is when like I was getting like better healthcare and shit, so I was getting like more medicine. So over like 2 years time, I was on medicine. So by the time I came to Atlanta, I was on medicine again. I was on medicine still. And, so to get straight to the point, one day I was at school. Like I used to go to online school in Ohio, so I didn't really like do shit during the day. Like I didn't even do school honestly most days, but so I never really had to like answer to nobody. Like I never had to ask to use the restroom and shit like that. But like I ain't gonna lie, like I was a troublemaker, so I used to talk a lot of shit in class. So when the doctor was saying I ain't use the restroom as frequently as I should, like my dumb ass would go like 2 3 hours like knowing I gotta pee, and like yeah. So uh by the time, well, we went going to the doctor because like to get too personal, I had an accident one day, and my mom was saying I did it on purpose, and she was concerned. And it turns out my bladder was just fucked up. Like I'm not just going around pissing on myself and shit like that. That was like a one-time thing, and I just really like had to go. That's probably gonna be another story time. But yeah, so fast forward back to what I was saying. I was in class one day, and my teacher, the fuck was her name? I don't even remember. She was a biology teacher. She left. I don't remember if she left. Oh no, she got promoted to like some like she wasn't a teacher no more. She was just like a special kind of teacher, like, or she got promoted to some other shit. Like, so we ended up having this teacher, and that bitch, like, I don't know what the fuck her issue was. Like, I don't know why she became a teacher. Like, APS is pretty shitty, but I don't know why she became a teacher. She ain't like kids. Like, you have to have a really strong mind to be a teacher in APS. But bitch, she had a real like attitude. Like, she just hated kids. Like, she just woke up one morning and said, I hate the motherfuckers. Like, and I didn't even know that bitch. Like, I had dropped out for a little while, and did I drop out? Oh, I think I hadn't dropped out yet, but I had tried. I think I dropped out after that. I think that was like my mom's last straw. Like, she took me and put me in online school, and I stopped doing it, and I said fuck school, basically. So, but I ended up going back to school. But anyways, she she just really hated everybody. But I'm the type, like, if I recognize, I was always the type that if I recognize a mean teacher, like, I would take advantage of that shit. Like, I would like ask stupid ass questions and be like, are you angry today? Like, them type of, I was that kid. Like, if y'all was ever like that one kid that used to argue with the teachers to like waste time, that was me. Like, every fucking class, like, I always was arguing with somebody teacher. I always used to get kicked out for that type of shit. My mom didn't like it. Like, she took me out of school, everything. She got tired of the phone calls. Like, I'm not proud of this shit, but I'm not unproud of this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck for real. But, so she just had an attitude all the time. So it was this other teacher. She was a teacher. I want to say assistant. What? No, I'm sorry. She was a student teacher. So she mostly did most of the classes. Like, I think that's how the other teacher got promoted. Cause she probably, oh shit, I don't even know. She was just like, it didn't even, I feel like she was my teacher. Honestly, she was a little white girl or whatever. And like, they ran over her, and it got to a point where it was just like, the other teachers like, you need to grow a backbone. Like, you can't be no student teacher and be a real teacher. Think you finna let everybody run over you. So this bitch decided to use me as her backbone or some shit. Cause I guess if she felt like if she went for me first, everybody else was gonna be easy. Cause I was pretty strong willed as a student. So I was like, I was always talking shit. Like, I think I was talking shit that day too. And I was like, can I go to the restroom? And she was like, no, you need to have a seat. And I was like, I gotta go to the restroom. I said this stuff in the beginning to like say like, I sort of like, I have a bladder problem. I have to go to the restroom. If I don't go to the restroom, like, I'm gonna pee on myself. And she was like, no, I don't believe you have a seat. Like, we all know badass kids will never come back to class and shit like that. But I wasn't that type of kid. Like, I actually stayed in class. I didn't even skip class like my last year of high school. But, and this is like my 10th grade year. So she was just like, no, you need to go sit down. I was like, I gotta go to the restroom. I'm literally standing in her face. Like, she's trying to help somebody. I'm like, no, I gotta go to the restroom. I'm not sitting back down. I have to pee right fucking now. She was like, can you please have a seat? I said, well, if I don't go to the restroom, I'm gonna pee on myself. And if I pee on myself, I'm gonna be so embarrassed, I'm gonna go home and kill myself. And you don't want me to kill myself, do you? She said, have a seat. I was like, bitch. So she was like, I was like, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Like, as if I'm gonna do some shit. Like, I wasn't gonna fight nobody. I can't fight. Like, I was like, I'm gonna ask you one more time. I go to the restroom. Oh, she was like, no. I said, if I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna just walk out. I was trying to be respectful about the shit. She was like, can you just have a seat? She said, if you walk out, I'm calling Mr. I forgot who the administrator was at the time. They switched so much. And I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I walked right out that class into the restroom. All I heard was like this boy bust out laughing. The boy she was helping, because he was just like, he told me like a year later. He was like, I remember you said you was gonna kill yourself. Go to the restroom. But yeah, he was like, he busted out laughing. And I was trying not to laugh, but I really did have to pee. And I got back to class and she wouldn't open the door. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And I went like, I just walked the hallway. I didn't get very far before that same administrator, she said she was gonna call. Apparently she really called him and he stopped me. He was like, what's your problem? And I'm like, ain't shit my problem. I had to use the restroom. He was like, what, who told you, like, did you have the right to walk out that lady class or some shit like that? I'm like, no, I had to pee. The fuck I'm not, what you want me to pee on your floor? And he was like, I was like, I have a bladder problem. He was like, do you have a doctor's note? I said, no. What the fuck? Like, nigga, I know what the fuck wrong with my bladder. And I ain't say that, though. He was just like, oh, well, go to my office. My mom had put me in online school, so I knew that was my last day of school. So I didn't give a fuck, for real. Like, I really didn't give a fuck. And, like, that was my last day of school. So this nigga, like, he had a problem. Like, he used to really, like, enjoy punishing kids. Like, he really used to smile and laugh. He was like, he got this, like, we used to call him Megamon. I remember who it was now. We used to call him Megamon. I'm not gonna use his real name, but we used to call him Megamon because he had a big ass fucking head. And I was walking to his office and I knew it was my last day, and they was like, I don't know what the fuck they asked me. Like, they asked me a bunch of like, what the fuck happened and all this type of shit. I don't give a fuck. I was like, I walked out of class out of his restroom, and I don't give a fuck. Y'all can suspend me. It's my last day. He's like, well, I'm gonna suspend you. So when you go to your next school, you gonna miss out on the first 3 days. I was like, shit, do what you gotta do. I don't give a fuck. And as y'all can see, I was a rebel in school. I didn't give a fuck about school. Honestly, I really did. But he was just like, okay, that's how you feel. He's like, you think you about to just act out of control. So like, I ain't necessarily like do anything bad, cause all I did was go pee. I literally went to the restroom. The restroom was across the hall. Like, she could have watched me go to the restroom. Like, I literally went to the restroom and walked back to class. I just really had to pee that day. So as I'm walking back, yeah. So he was like, so because I didn't really like do anything, he just gave me a detention for walking out of class, cause he couldn't suspend me for that shit. And I was like, psh, and I ripped it up. Like, I ripped it up. and some boy, I used to have a crush on him too. I don't think he knew that, but he was like, I don't know why you fucking did that. That was your pass back to class. I was like, oh shit. Well, shit, I don't care. And then like that same exact day, I was in the office for so long. I don't know why they used to do that, but I was in the office for so long to where like a fight broke out in the counselor's office, and I walked up to the door. Like we all, like me and like two other people that was in trouble, walked up to the door. It was like, "Oh, y'all gonna get sent home if y'all don't sit down." But I still stood and watched the little fight. Like I didn't give a fuck at all. Like he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna handle you first," and that's what made him give me the little detention. But I ain't do shit. Like I was laughing hysterically at the fight that was in the other office. Like that's so ratchet. But he was like, well, you better come to that detention. Now you're gonna have IS. I'm like, bro, I'm not coming back to this school after today. And then when I went back, he didn't even work there no more. Oh, he got fired or some shit. Like I dropped out, and then when I came back from dropping out, like he wasn't even there no more. I don't know what the fuck his issue was. Like he used to love suspending me. Like he had a real thing for like he used to stand like one time my school was on lockdown, and he used to like he would stand in the hallway. This thing I should do with my story, but he used to stand in the hallway and like just watch us walk through the school in a single file line because we was on lockdown, so we couldn't like leave the class without a teacher. And he was just like, ah, there it is. He was like, ha, ha, ha. Like he was really excited. I don't know what the fuck he had a problem. He probably, I said, your dick just got hard, didn't it? I got in trouble. Did I get in trouble for that? I don't even know. I think I told him your dick just got harder. The fact of us getting in trouble. And one day, like, a particular time, like, I got suspended for telling his teacher shut the fuck up. And he was like, he really wanted me to say the F word again. But I said it in the heat of being angry. And that probably be another story time in itself too. But like he really wanted me to re-say it. I told Miss Pascal to shut I won't say her name. I told her to shut the F up. And he was like, nah, say what you said the first time. I'm like really not trying to be disrespectful. Like I was really trying to be nice. Like I really didn't even cuss her in the first place. But yeah, that's the story of how that time I walked out of class. It was some other times I walked out of class too. But yeah, that was a significant time because like two or three people have came up to me and like I remember you. Yeah. So subscribe to me. Follow me on all social media. It'll be in my description below. Um follow me on Twitter, Instagram. It'll be in my description. Subscribe, like my videos. Turn on your notifications because I'm gonna be posting a lot. I'm gonna try to post like more frequently. Like the way my house is set up, like it's not really good lighting all the time, and it's really annoying. I got this shitty ass Android. Fuck Android, bro. I want my iPhone back. And yeah. So subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can see my videos.